Hi guys, so I'm not in class today, as you guys know, since I sent you a message, but we are still doing the checkpoint. If the sub sees any cell phones on your table, then you will be, he will write your name down and you will get a 0. Also, yes, I know that it wants you to download a plugin before you start your checkpoint. That is because some people were using websites that are not to do their checkpoint. So now that is not allowed anymore. So now we will be proctoring your checkpoints. For B days, you're going to do the C2 dividing polynomials. For A day, it's the C2 retake dividing polynomials. The code is 731, always capital A, LW, capital A, YS 12. You guys have 25 minutes-ish to finish this. When everyone's done, if you could please restart this video, I would greatly appreciate that. And then the notes are the paper that the sub has passed out for you. Thank you. Page for a second. Oops. Okay, guys, you should be done with your checkpoint now. What we're going to do, I decided to, since not everybody, but people were having difficulties factoring, I decided to go ahead and do a factoring lesson while I was gone. So we are going to go ahead and do that. So here we go. When factoring a trinomial, how are A, B, and C related? The first thing we need to know is that it has to be in standard form, which says ax squared plus bx plus c. So everything needs to be on the same side, the equal sign. And I know it says a equals 1, but we are going to talk about when a doesn't equal 1 also. So right now, the easy ones are when a equals 1, but I'm going to give you the graphic organizer, which you've already seen because I have given it to you already. For anything. So this is what I do. I make a little cross here, or X, and I need two numbers that multiply to be A times C and add to be B. So this is in general what I'm going to use. When A equals 1, it's even simpler than that. It becomes add to be B, multiply to be C. This is only when A equals 1. And then that's the case. When A is something else, when I have a number greater than 1, I have to do something else. As you know, we've already kind of talked about that a little bit, but we're going to talk about it in more depth today. So here we go. We're going to factor. So here we go. Again, and I will pause. I'm going to just kind of talk to the sub here for a second, you guys, whoever that may be. I will ask you to just pause the video when it's their turn to work on the work, and then we can go back and show them the answers. So that's how this is going to work. I hope that you can help me with that. So here we go, guys. So factor. If the polynomial is prime, which means it cannot be factored, we're just going to say it's prime. Most of these will be able to be factored. So here we go. The first thing I need to know, the first thing I need to talk about is it in the correct form. And the correct form is, if you remember from above, ax squared plus bx plus c. So this one is not in the correct form, ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay. So I just need to rewrite that, and I'm going to rewrite it as x squared plus 7x plus 12. Hope everyone's okay with that. I just want to put it in the correct form. And now I can use my little cross, and a is 1, so I can use the simplified version, and I can say, give me two numbers that add to be 7 and multiply to be 12. So two numbers that multiply to be 12 and add to be 7. What are those two numbers? Those numbers are 3 and 4. Good job, you guys. X plus 3 and x plus 4. So that is completed factored. That's how we're going to enter it into our homework today. So here we go for number 2. And again, a is 1, so I can use the simplified version here. And I need two numbers this time that are going to multiply to be 27 and add to be negative 12. So think about that. Multiplies to be 27 and adds to be negative 12. Does anyone know? Yeah, negative 9 and negative 3. They both have to be negative because a negative times a negative is a positive, and then negative 9 plus negative 3 is negative 12. So this time it factors to x minus 9 times x minus 3. And there's my answer. Okay? Not too bad so far. Are we okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and have the sub go ahead and pause it while you guys do A and B. So go ahead and pause for maybe 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll start again. Okay, guys. So now that you have got your answers there, sorry, we should be able to. Here we go. So what multiplies to be negative 10 and adds to be negative 3? So right, negative 5 and 2, so that should factor to x minus 5 times x plus 2. Perfect. And then on the next one, still same situation. X is 1, A is 1, so I need two numbers that are going to multiply to be negative 2 and add to be 1. So what are those two numbers? Yeah, 2 and negative 1. So I've got x minus 2 and x plus 2 and x minus 1. So those are my answers there. So if A is 1, pretty simple. Now let's go on to our next one. Same thing. I'm still doing the same thing. Although this time, if you notice, A is not 1. The first thing I want to look at, though, is to see if I might be able to factor out A. And if you look at this, 5 goes into 5, 40, and 35. So I can factor out 5. So I can factor this as 5 times x squared plus 5 goes into 40 8 times, and 5 goes into 35 7 times. And then from here, I want to factor this piece here. Okay, so again, A is 1, so I can say what multiplies to be 7 and adds to be 8. Okay, what multiplies to be 7? There's only two numbers that multiply to be 7. Yeah, 1 and 7. Good. So 5 times x plus 1 times x plus 7. Now, I know that you guys want to ask about the 5. Do I have to have the 5 there? And the answer is yes, because when I multiply this whole thing back out, I want to make sure that I have this answer. And if the 5 isn't there, then I don't get that that there. So the 5 still has to be part of my answer. So I do have to keep that there. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So let's go ahead and go to number 2. Is there anything I can factor out? Yeah, a 3. Great. So I'm going to take a 3 out, and I get x squared plus 5x plus 6. Okay, and again, I can do the same thing now. What multiplies to be 6 and adds to be 5? So give me two numbers that multiply to be 6 and add to be 5. No, I'm sorry, it's not 6 and 1. Yeah, it's 2 and 3. Good. So I get 3 times x plus 2 times x plus 3. There we go. Okay, and I think it's your turn again to the first, that page. This page, this is where I'm going to use this one, where I have something with A. So we're going to have the sub go ahead and pause the video for a few minutes, for like 3-4 minutes, while we go ahead and wait for you guys to go ahead and get these done, and then we'll go over them again. Thanks. All right, guys, here we go. So on A, what can I factor out? A 2. That is correct. So I can factor out a 2, and I'm going to get x squared plus 9x minus 10. And then I need two numbers that multiply to be negative 10 and add to be 9. 10 and negative 1. Good job. So 2x plus 10 times x minus 1. Good job. Okay, so how about b? What can I factor out on b? A 5, yeah. So if I factor out a 5, I get, oh, and I did not do a good job there, because what else can I factor out? So let me erase this. What else can I factor out? What else is in all three terms? Yeah, I have x cubed, x squared, and then I have an x. So I can actually factor out a 5x, okay? So if I take 5x out of 5x cubed, I get left with x squared. Yeah, so this is where kind of where our dividing kind of comes in handy when we think about this. So if I take a 5x out of 55x squared, I get left with 11x. Good. And if I take 5 into 140, let's see. I need my calculator for that one, you guys. You probably already figured it out, but let's see. 28. Okay, there we go. And now I want to say what multiplies to be 28 and adds to be 11. 7 and 4, good. So it becomes 5x times x plus 7 times x plus 4. Good job, you guys. Okay, that's perfect. Perfect. So let's go ahead and go on to the next section here. And so it's not in standard form. Okay, so we need to write it in standard form. Remember what standard form? Ax squared plus bx plus c. And I also want to point out that a is positive. So a needs to be positive. So if I write this in standard form, I'm going to get negative x squared plus x plus 56. So a is not positive. So can I factor anything out to make a positive? Yeah, I can. I can factor out a negative 1. And all that does is change all my signs, right? So that makes that positive x squared minus x and minus 56. So how does that work? Let me show you. So if I distribute, let me write this over here. So negative 1 times x squared is x minus 56. If I distribute this back through here, right, I get negative x squared plus x plus 56. So I can change all the signs just by factoring a negative out, but you do have to remember to change every single sign. And now we're back to where we have been, what we've been doing this whole time. So what multiplies to be negative 56 and adds to be negative 1? Anybody have a clue? Negative 56 and negative 1? Yeah, negative 8 and positive 7. Yeah, good. So I've got x minus 8 and x plus 7. Good. So we got another one over here. Number 2. Same type of situation. So here we go. Only this time, well, let's write it in standard form first. So standard form says negative x cubed plus 4x squared plus 32x. So not only do I need to make a positive x squared, so I need to factor out a 1, I also have an x in every single term, so I'm going to factor out an x also. So I'm going to factor out a negative x, and that's going to give me x squared minus 4x minus 32. There we go. So if I factor the inside of my parenthesis, I need two numbers that multiply to be negative 32 and add to be negative 4. So what do you guys think that would be? Yeah, negative 8 and positive 4, because it needs to add to be negative 4. Good job, you guys. So I've got negative x and x minus 8 and x plus 4. Okay, so once again, we have a couple numbers for you guys to do. So we're going to pause, have our sub, thank you, sir or ma'am, pause for maybe 4 minutes while you guys do these next two problems, 3-4 minutes. So go ahead and work on those, you guys. Okay, here we go, you guys. So I've got, let's see, negative x cubed plus 5x squared is 24x. And I'm going to factor out a negative x. So plus 5, oops, minus 5x. Ooh, let's try that again. X squared minus 5x minus 24. And then I need two numbers that are going to multiply to be negative 24 and add to be negative 5. Negative 8 and positive 3. Okay, so I hope you guys got those ones. Perfect. Okay, and then let's look at B. It's already in standard form. I just need to factor out a negative 1. Awesome. So I've got x squared minus 1 minus 90, 1x. Let's not forget our x's. So subtract to be, multiply to be negative 90, add to be negative 1. So maybe negative 10 and 9. X minus 10, x plus 9. If I make any mistakes, I'm very sorry. I'm not there for you guys to correct me this time. So just let everyone know that I made a mistake. Thanks, guys. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. Okay, so now we're to where I can't factor my my a out. Okay, so this is where we're going to use, remember, I'm going to go back. Keep skipping around. If I go back to here, this is where I'm going to use this one, remember? Okay, so I'm going to use the ones where I'm going to need to multiply to be a times c and still add to be b. It still adds to be b. It doesn't matter. It still adds to be b, everything. So this is where I'm going to use my box, if you remember. I'm going to factor using... yeah, the box. Good. And if you remember, I hope you remember. If you don't, we're going to go over it. So the first term, as long as it's in standard form, is going to go in the upper left box. So that's 3x squared. And my last term here goes in my lower right side. So that's negative 4. Okay. And now I'm going to do my cross. And I need two numbers that are going to add to be negative 4. And this time it's going to multiply to be negative 12, right? A times C. 3 times negative 4. So negative 12. Now I'm going to do the same thing. What multiplies to be negative 12 and adds to be negative 4? Well, I think that's going to be negative 6 and 2. Yeah, that's right. So it doesn't matter where I write them. So I'm going to do negative 6x and 2x. And now I need a factor, right? To get my answer, I need to factor my rows and my columns. And I'm going to go ahead and do my rows first. So what goes into 3x squared and 2x? Well, x does. And then what goes into negative 6x and negative 4? Well, negative 2 does. And then I'm going to do my columns. So I'm going to do 3x squared and 6x. Well, that is going to be 3x. And then I've got 2x and negative 4. Well, that is 2. And then I just want to verify that I got everything right. So 3x times x is 3x squared. And x times 2 is 2x. And 3x times negative 2 is negative 6x. And 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Great. So that's correct. So it factors to 3x plus 2 times x minus 2. There we go. Don't worry, I'm going to do it a couple more times before I let you guys do it. Okay? So here we go on, I'll pause for a second, sorry. Okay. Here we go ahead and go on the second one. So here we go. So which number goes in my upper right corner? Upper right corner, yes, 10x squared. Good. And what one goes in my lower left corner? Negative 12. Good. Perfect. Okay, so I need two numbers that are going to add to be 7, correct? And then it multiplies to be what? Not negative 12.
Don't know.
Negative 120. Good. So I need two numbers that are going to multiply to be negative 120 and add to be 7. So I'm just going to grab my calculator here. Let's see if we can figure that out. 120. Nope. 12 and 10. Well, we know that's not it. Oh, 20. No. Clear. That's not it. 20 and 6 is not 7. 120 divided by 13. 14. Oh, 15 and 8. Well, I don't know why that didn't come out right. That's right. 15 and negative 8. I did that 3 times. It didn't come out right that time. Okay, so 15x and negative 8x. And again, so now once we figure that, so I'll tell you how I did that. I just took my calculator and I said 120 divided by 12. And then I did 13. And then I did 14. And then I did 15. And I looked at the numbers and saw which ones added to be 7. I knew one needed to be negative, so I knew I was going to subtract them, and that's how I got that. So that's how I did that. So now let's factor rows here. So 10x squared and negative 8x should be 2x, and 15x and negative 12 should be 3. And then 10x squared and 15x should be 5x. And negative 8x and negative 12 should probably be negative 4. And check yourself. 2x times 5x is 10x squared. 2x times negative 4 is negative 8x. 5x times 3 is 15x. And 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. So my answer is 5x minus 4 times 2x plus 3. Awesome job, you guys. Good job. Okay, I do want to just say this on this method. If there's a number that goes into all 3 of these, you have to factor that out first before you do this method, or else it won't work. So check to make sure there's nothing I can factor out first. I want to throw that out there for you. So here we go. Nothing I can factor out. I know there's an extra y in there. It's okay. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Nothing changes. So I'm just going to make my box a little bigger so I can put my xy in there. So what goes in the upper right corner? 12x squared. And what goes in the lower left corner is the last one. Yeah, 6y squared. Okay, I still need 2 numbers that are going to add to be negative 17 and multiply to be 6 times 12. I think that's 72. So now I need numbers that are going to multiply to be that. 72, negative 8 and negative 9. There we go. So negative 8xy and negative 9xy. So I'll pause for a second, let you guys get caught up, ask any questions. I know I can't really answer them, but I'll try. I hope that you can see or ask your friends that are around you. Okay. I am going to factor just like what we got done doing. So rows first. I always start with rows first. I don't know why. You can start with columns first. I don't care. I just prefer doing rows first. So I think that would be 3x. And then here should be 2y. Yeah, 2 goes into 8 and 6, right? Yeah. Okay. And then my column, let's see, 4x, and 3x and 4x is 12x, so that's good. and then 3y. So now let's check. So 3x and 4x is 12x squared. 3x and 3y is not negative 9y, so I need to add a negative in there. 4x and 2y is not negative 8xy, so I'm going to add a negative in there. And 2y and 3y is positive 6y squared, so there's my answer. So I've got 4x minus 3y times 3x minus 2y. Now, if I wrote it the other way, by the way, it's okay. Or I could write it this way, 3x minus 2y. It doesn't matter what order I multiply in. I just want to, both of those are correct. And I should have said that way earlier. It doesn't matter which way I write it. They're both correct. Good job, you guys. Give you a pause for a second. Let me get a drink of water. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the last one here. I'm going to do the same thing. So, okay, what goes in the upper right corner? 4x squared, good. And what goes on the bottom left-hand side? Good, okay. 4x squared, 9y squared. What does it need to add to be? 12, good. And what does it have to multiply to be? 4 times 9, 36. So give me two numbers that multiply to be 36. Multiply to be 36, add to be 12. Yeah, good. 6 and 6. So I've got 6xy and 6xy. So now we're factor. Okay. I'm just going to highlight them both. Is that okay if I highlight them both at the same time? Sorry, guys. So that would be 2x and 3y. And then we're going to do the 2x and 3y. Oh, did I really write 3y and say 2x? I did. 2x and 3y. So I've got 2x plus 3y times 2x plus 3y. Or I could write it as 2x plus 3y squared. Don't care, and it doesn't matter, and your homework in Canvas doesn't matter which way you write it either. Either way would be correct. Okay, so I think that this page, backside, you have at least 4 problems. Let's see. Oh, yeah, only 4. So let's give them about 4 minutes per problem. So let's say 16 minutes. So let's go ahead and pause the video for 16 minutes and let them do this. And if for some reason, yeah, let's go ahead and do this and give them time to do this. I'm just going to say this before, in case the time runs out. You guys are doing great today. Homework is in Canvas. It's all factoring, just like this, all the different pieces of factoring. So get that done, and I will hopefully see you on Friday. I hope to see you on Friday. If I don't, I just want to say that in case the time ran out, because I know we did a checkpoint today, so I'm not sure how fast this is going to go through. So here we go. Okay, you guys, here is number A. I hope that if you go ahead and look at it, let me know, or see if you got it right. Talk to each other, and then we'll move on to letter B. Okay, guys, here we go. Here is B. Give you a chance to look at it and see and compare your answers. Before we move on to the next one, I think you guys are doing great. Here we go. Okay, here is this one, a little tricky. Again, I just took my calculator, did 144 I knew I was going to subtract, so I needed a number bigger than 45. So I did 144 divided by 12 was 12, and I just went down from 12 and started dividing 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Well, I skipped over 3 and went to 2, and then went back to 3. So that's how I got 48 and 3. And then the last one. So go ahead and be ready. We're going to go on to the last one in just a second. Okay, so nothing works on this one. At least I couldn't find anything that worked. The closest is 12 and 12, and that adds to be 24, not 25. So this is prime. It's already factored as low as it can go. And that's it. So ladies and gentlemen, I will hopefully see you on Friday. And we will continue going over the, we will finish 1.4 because we did not finish that. If you did the homework, great. But I am going to finish that on Friday. So thank you. Have a great day. And I will hopefully see you guys on Friday. Have a great day. Or if this is on Thursday, I will definitely see you Monday. Thanks, guys. Bye.